Thank you. How's everybody doing? Thanks to Alexis for that great song, great film. That was a song, a Basque song recorded in Fresno called Partitzico Tenoria. And it didn't really sound like that on the recording, but I think it's a very cool song. And we tried to do our own little thing with it, which is what, a big part of this is, like finding ways to keep this music alive in different ways by different people over the years. So we're going to move on to another one that was actually also recorded in Fresno originally by Sidney Robertson, who is why we're all here today. So we'll talk about her more in a little bit. But this is the Armenian Soldiers' March. Thank you. So we're going to call out our first artist that's joining the band today. Her name is Karla Rivera Lozada.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are we all doing?
Very well, thank you.
I'm very excited to have been invited to be a part of this project, especially being from Puerto Rico, knowing that Puerto Ricans were here in the Bay Area, in Oakland around the time of the New Deal. So I hope you enjoy these modern takes. We've definitely done something different, and I have to thank David so much for saying yes to my ideas. We took children lullabies, turned it into a cumbia, then took a song from Mexico, and even though I'm not from Mexico, but you know, bringing that pride of unity that we should all be holding very close and dear to our hearts to this day. So I really hope you enjoy what we have in store for you. Estaba baja para pinta, sentada en su verde limón. En el pico recoge la hoja, en el pico recoge la flor. Ay, mi amor, me arrodillo a los pies de mi amante, fiel y constante. Dame una mano, dame la otra, dame un besito de tu linda boca. Estaba la pájara pinta sentada en su verde limón. Con su pico recoge la hoja, con su pico recoge la flor. Ay, mi amor, me arrodillo a los pies de mi amante, fiel y constante. Dame una mano, dame la otra, dame un besito de tu linda boca. Estaba la pájara pinta sentada en su verde limón. Con su pico recoge la hoja, con su pico recoge una flor. Ay, mi amor, me arrodillo a los pies de mi amante, fiel y constante. Dame una mano, dame la otra, dame un besito de tu linda boca. Dame una mano, dame la otra, dame un besito de tu linda boca. Thank you so much. That was La Pájara Pinta, also known as The Spotted Bird. That is a children's song that we decided to make a nice little take. And now, taking you to Mexico. This song I found in the Library of Congress is called Atotonilco, which is a town in Jalisco, Mexico. And what I really, really enjoyed about this song is how they describe this town, how they are so proud of it, how they talk about their women, the flowers, the views, you know, everything that we kind of all want to know about, right? So here is Atotonilco. No te andes por las ramas, uy, 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 uy. Camina, trenecito, que a Totonilco voy. Ya parece que en la estación da brinquitos mi corazón. En ese Totonilco de naranjas en flor parecen sus muchachas angelitos de Dios. Son más lindas que una canción, de esas que son puro amor. A Totonilco tu cielo tiene belleza tranquila, como un rayito de luna prendida en su quietud. Son sus mujeres preciosas, cual florecitas hermosas, con un ramito de rosas hermosas, uy, 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 uy. No te andes de las ramas, uy, 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 uy. Camina, trenecito, que a Totonilco voy. Ya parece que en la estación da brinquitos mi corazón. En ese Totonilco de naranjas en flor parecen sus muchachas angelitos de Dios. Son más lindas que una canción, de esas que son puro amor. A Totonilco tu cielo tiene belleza tranquila, como un rayito de luna perdida en su quietud. Son sus mujeres preciosas, cual florecitas hermosas, como un ramito de rosas hermosas, uy, 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 uy. ¡Que viva México! And now I want to take you from Mexico down to the Caribbean, back to Puerto Rico. We are now bringing it down a notch, because even when you want to describe your place of home, you can also talk about the struggle that you passed through. And I found it very interesting. This song was written in 1929 by Rafael Hernández Martín. And the main theme is about Puerto Rico in the face of adversity. We're seeing that today, 2025. And to me, it just sticks very near and dear to my heart, because even back then we were talking about these, we could say these struggles, but it's a passionate expression of what we feel for our homeland. So I hope you enjoy Lamento Borincano. Sale, larga su contento con su cargamento para la ciudad, ay, para la ciudad. Lleva en su pensamiento todo un mundo lleno de felicidad, ay, de felicidad. Piensa remediar la situación del hogar que es toda su ilusión, sí. Y alegre el jibarito va pensando así, diciendo así, cantando así por el camino. Si yo vendo la carga, mi Dios querido, un traje a mi viejita voy a comprar. Y alegre con su yegua va al presentir que aquel cantar es todo un himno de alegría. Y en eso lo sorprende la luz del día. Y llegan al mercado de la ciudad. Pasa la mañana entera sin que nadie quiera su carga comprar, ay, su carga comprar. Pasa, todo está desierto, el pueblo está muerto de necesidad, ay, de necesidad. Se oye este lamento por doquier de mi desdichada borinquense. Y triste el jibarito va diciendo así, llorando así, pensando así por el camino. ¿Qué será de Borinquen, mi Dios querido? ¿Qué será de mis hijos y de mi hogar? Borinquen, la tierra del Edén, la que al cantar el gran Gautier llamó la perla del camino. Con tus pesares bellos en tu camino, déjame que te cante yo también. Borinquen. Thank you very much.
No hay nada más dulce en la vida, cosa que se adore más, como la madre querida que nos cuida en el hogar. Quiérela, cuídala con fervor, muéstrale siempre tu gratitud. Quiérela con amor, no hay quien iguale tu amor. Madre, oh madre, madre del corazón, le pido al cielo que seas feliz y que vivas siempre junto a mí. Tus manos santa y bendita siguen mis pasos hacia el bien. De tu boca oigo palabras tan dulces como la miel. Mi vida daría gustosa, por eso, madre amorosa, no hay quien iguale tu amor. Madre, oh madre, madre del corazón, le pido al cielo que seas feliz y que vivas siempre junto a mí.
And now, our own version of Madre Querida, Mother Dear. No hay nada más dulce en la vida, cosa que se adore más, como la madre querida que nos cuida en el hogar. Cuídala, quiérela con fervor, muéstrale siempre tu gratitud. Quiérala, quiérala con amor, no hay quien iguale tu amor. Madre, oh madre, madre de corazón, le pido al cielo que seas feliz y que siempre vivas junto a mí. Tus manos santa y bendita sigue mi paso al bien. De tu boca oigo palabras tan dulces como la miel. Mi vida daría gustoso, por eso, madre amorosa, no hay quien iguale tu amor. Madre, oh madre, madre madre de corazón, le pido al cielo que seas feliz y que siempre vivas junto a mí.
And as Karla mentioned earlier, a lot of these songs that you heard were recorded in Oakland, and specifically by 3 women. Cruz Lozada is one of them. Eleanor Rodriguez is the other, and Aurora Calderon is the third. And so the 3 of them, go to the Library of Congress and look this up and just listen to the many, many beautiful songs sung by these folks and many, many others. But I just love how local it is, right? Oakland, in the late 1930s. This is what life was like in Oakland in the 1930s, this little snapshot, and I love that. I should say real quick about Sidney Robertson, in case you don't know. Sidney Robertson is an ethnomusicologist that got funding from the WPA in the late 1930s to go around California in a little car with a big portable recording machine and to document folk music of all the different people that were living in, not all of them, I know she wanted to do all of them, but many of them. Again, that's why we're here, because of Sidney Robertson. And again, check out go to the Library of Congress and listen to all these original songs. You heard one of them earlier, but yeah, we're going to continue though.
So continuing that sense of pride of being where you're from, this poem called La Tierruca was written in 1912 by Virginio Dávila, who was a poet, a educator, and also someone that worked within the government, and it was arranged by Braulio Dueño. I would say this might have been like 3rd in line to become the anthem of Puerto Rico. It's very a march-heavy song, but again, it's describing the island, the people, and who we are. And I hope that someday you can look it up yourself and look at the translation, because it's too long for me to do now. So, La Tierruca.
1, 2, 1.
Es el móvil océano, gran espejo, donde luce como adorno sin igual. El terruño borincano que es reflejo del perdido paraíso terrenal. Son de fáciles pendientes sus colinas, en sus valles de riquísimo verdor van cantando bellas fuentes cristalinas, como flautas que bendice el Creador. Primavera, sus mejores atributos, muestra siempre generosa Borinquén. En los campos siempre hay flores, siempre hay frutos, es Borinquen la mansión de todo bien. Aquí nace el puro ambiente que respiro y se asienta la morada que nací, y es el sol resplandeciente que yo admiro. Aquí nace, aquí brilla y muere aquí. fue la cuna y ella encierra lo más sanas afecciones de mi ser. Yo no cambio por ninguna esta tierra donde tuve el privilegio de nacer. Es el móvil océano, gran espejo, donde luce como adorno sin igual el terruño borincano que es reflejo del perdido paraíso terrenal. Thank you so much. And now to finish off this set, I decided to finish with Niño Querido, My Dear Child. It is a lullaby, and I felt that it was the most appropriate ending. I took you to Mexico, I took you to Puerto Rico. We talked about patriotism, and now it's like, okay, time to rest before the intermission, so then look at our wonderful second set. So here you are with Niño Querido. Niño querido, duérmete ya, que mientras tanto te canta mamá. Los pajarillos duermen también, que mientras tanto le dan de comer. Niño querido, duérmete ya, que mientras tanto te canta mamá. Los pajarillos duermen también, mientras sus madres les dan de comer. Mientras tanto le dan de comer, que mientras tanto buscan de comer. Thank you all so much. Thank you.
We're going to hear from Gray Brecken from the Living New Deal, and then we're going to take a little intermission, and we'll see you right back here with more.
Ladies and gentlemen, I won't take long because I know you all want to get back to the bar, and I do too. But thank you so much for this. I mean, it's so wonderful to hear that beautiful language for which people, our neighbors, are now being arrested and sent to concentration camps with cute names like Alligator Alcatraz. It's wonderful to hear this and to be reminded of what the WPA did to record these songs which otherwise would have been lost, all of this music. And I'm so glad that we started out with Alexis Hart's wonderful short film, which is winning all sorts of awards, because the Living New Deal actually started about 60 years ago when I was an undergraduate at Cal, and like everybody else, I went up there to watch the sunsets. And I saw that corroded bronze plaque, which you see at the end of the film, that says that it was done by the WPA in 1937. And I wondered at that time, well, what's the WPA? And why would the government spend so much money simply to create something that's beautiful? Well, that's part of what we do as the Living New Deal, which started about 20 years ago as a book I was working on about the WPA in California, and then I fell down the New Deal rabbit hole and found that there was a lot more to it than that. And what we have found, and although I may have started it, it couldn't have happened without a lot of wonderful people, particularly Dick Walker, who has all the administrative ability that I don't have, and people like Susan Ives, who does so much of our wonderful graphic works and publicity, and others. It's a nationwide project now, and we're drawing in, as Susan said, information from all over the country. There's so much that was left to us by the New Deal. It's everywhere around us, and yet most of it is unmarked, unlike the Rose Garden. That's a rare example. It's so appropriate that we're right across the street from that beautiful City Hall and fire station, which as far as I know has no plaque identifying it as a PWA project, Public Works Administration project. It's so beautiful. And that's no accident, because like the Rose Garden, aesthetics were critical to New Deal projects. The New Dealers believed that beauty is essential for a healthy human being and for a healthy society. That's what the New Deal was all about. What we're discovering about all of these physical objects that were left to us at that time is that they're trying to speak to us in an ethical language that we have been persuaded to forget. Just look at that building and see what it's trying to tell you. Well, I like to think of the Living New Deal as like one of those Irish monasteries that saved what was left of civilization during the last dark age. That's what we're trying to do. And it's also like an archaeological dig. We're digging up this civilization which, well, did we forget about it or was it erased? Well, it's a bit of both, because there were some people who just hated Roosevelt and hated everything about the New Deal, and they have been trying to erase it ever since. And what we are trying to do is to remind us of what a democratic society at its best could do for all of the people rather than those who could afford to buy it. So, and of course, No Kings yesterday was all about that. It's about trying to remind us of what we are. Now, as Susan said at the beginning, one of the things that we do in addition to our webinars and events like this is the Living New Deal publishes maps of New Deal, what the New Deal did for various cities. Our first one was New Deal San Francisco, and we've got a lot of those. There are also our calling cards, so pick one up. But then after that, that was our first. Then we did New York City, and boy, is that a big one. There are so many New Deal sites in New York City, of which New Yorkers are not aware. And then we did Washington, D.C., which we're really proud of this, except it came out just before COVID arrived. And so we weren't able to do all the events we wanted to. Now what we want to do is, well, what we are starting to do is New Deal Los Angeles. That is going to be enormous, because Los Angeles, we know it, wouldn't exist without the New Deal. And then we're going to redo New Deal San Francisco, because we've discovered hundreds of sites since we did it. We do need support, So if you feel like contributing, we would most welcome any contributions to both of these. And then we'll go on to various other cities, such as Chicago, currently occupied, and other cities as well, too. So thank you so much for coming, and let's all hit the bar. Thank you.
Stai lontana, alta borde son napoletana. Cantano pertramente, golfo già scomparve, a luna mezza mare, no poco a Napoli mi sta a vedere. Santa Lucia lontan da te, quanta malinconia. Figli di Montezzano, a cercare fortuna, ma quando spunta la luna, lontano a Napoli non si può stare. La 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 la, la 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 la. Santa Lucia tu tiene, a monaco d'amore, tanto più bella me, più bella pare. Suonano le sirene, cuore si rarezza, sento una voce spetta e si mette a chiagnere che vuoi tornare. Santa Lucia lontan da te, quanta malinconia. O di Montezzano, va cerca fortuna, ma quando spunta la luna, lontan da mamma non si può stare.
Oh. Thank you. If you haven't quite figured it out by this point, a lot of these songs today are about home and leaving one home and moving to another one, or your experience in a new home, or the people that make home home. And those two songs that we just played were two songs about home. One of them, as you saw from the film, is about leaving Italy and watching Naples disappear from a boat as you sail away to a new place. And that one that you just heard there was a Scottish song from the Hebrides called Címin Tír. And again, a song about leaving a place and missing it and longing for that place, but understanding that sometimes you do have to leave home for one reason or another. So we're going to move on, and I'm very excited to introduce to the stage Mae Powell.
Hello. How's it going? All right, we're going to play a song called Footprints in the Snow.
One, two, three.
Some folks like the summertime when they can walk about, strolling through the meadow green. It's pleasant there, no doubt. But give me the winter time when snow is on the ground, or a founder when the snow is on the ground. Traced her little footprints in the snow, in the snow. Found her little footprints in the snow, Lord. It's that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. In the sea, there was a big round moon. Her mother said she just stepped out, would be returning soon. Found her little footprints and I traced them in the snow, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. I found her little footprints in the snow, in the snow. Traced her little footprints in the snow, Lord. It's that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. Now she's up in heaven, she's with the angels band. I know I'm gonna see her down in that promised land. Every time the snow falls, it brings back memories, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. I traced her little footprints in the snow, in the snow. Found her little footprints in the snow, Lord. That's that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow was on the ground. Traced her little footprints in the snow, in the snow. Found her little footprints in the snow, Lord. That's that happy day when Nellie lost her way, for I found her when the snow was on the ground.
Thank you.
All right, this next song is called From the Cradle to the Grave, and it pretty much sums it all up. I stood upon the old grave and watched the river flow. The daylight beamed over the land, and the evening sun went low. My memory reveals to me life's pleasures and its pain, and as my mind reviewed the past, it brought both joy and pain. Just a little sunshine and just a little rain, just a little happiness and just a little pain, just a little poverty and just a little gold, and thus the great eventful tale of life is told. Life's look of recollection lay open to my gaze, I gazed again on happy scenes of boyhood's better days. I saw the school and playground too, the haunts of former years. And as my mind reviewed the past, it brought both joy and tears. Just a little sunshine and just a little rain, just a little happiness and just a little pain, just a little poverty and just a little gold, and thus the great eventful tale of life is told. Just a little cradle and just a little child, and then a few bad fleeting years, and then a boy so wild. Then he enters manhood, and then comes on old age, and thus we have the story from the cradle to the grave. Thank you. I'm going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. They put me in a jailhouse on my knees. They put me in a jailhouse on my knees. They put me on a jailhouse on my knees. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. They feed me on cornbread and peas. They feed me on cornbread and peas. They feed me on cornbread and peas. Honey, babe, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going where the weather suits my clothes. I'm going there the weather suits my clothes. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. I'm going where the water tastes like wine. And I ain't gonna be treated this way. I'm going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. I'm going down the road feeling bad. Honey, babe, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this way.
Thank you, thank you. I'm just gonna hop in here for a second and say a lot of these songs that you're hearing in this set, I won't say a lot, I mean several of them, were recorded by brothers of the Ford family in what Sidney refers to as Central Valley, which from reading about it, it sounds like it's kind of near Reading or something. And so the Ford family came from Wisconsin to California with the promise of working to build a dam over the Sacramento River. And so Sidney Robertson actually, before she came back to California to record the music in the California Folk Music Project, she was in the Midwest, in the South, recording music for the Resettlement Administration. And she met the Ford family in Wisconsin, so she was very excited to hear that they were coming to California. And she was particularly taken by one of the brothers, Ward. And in fact, to help him get to California, she drove him across the Nevada border to avoid problems with, I guess, immigration or something. And because she had the California license plate, that made that a little bit easier. So she had a special affinity for this family. So we're going to hear a couple that Ward sang, and I think one that Brother Bogue sang as well. And I just want to give a quick shout out to Michael Wilson back there, who's doing the sound. And I just want to say, Michael, you know how I told you we weren't going to do that one song? We did it, actually. So you know why I'm telling you that. Okay. We're going to carry on.
Oh, dark and stormy was the night, and fast did fall the rain, when Betsy left her own dear home, ne'er to return again. She left her widowed mother's side, not fearing storm or cold, for she was young and fair to view, but love had made her bold. And unto James, her own true love, she promised for to be. That very night at 10 o'clock beneath the old oak tree. The night passed by, the morning came, and Betsy was not home. For much it grieved her friends to know where this fair maid did roam. The days passed by, she came not home, her mother nearly wild said, I'll search this kingdom over, but I'll find my darling child. The days went by for most a month, and Betsy was not found, until one day the squire went out to hunt with all his hounds. And up the hill and down the dale with gallant company, until by chance the fox was lost beneath the old oak tree. The hounds stopped there and scratched the ground, and loudly did they bay, and neither whip nor sharp command could drive those dogs away. The brave young men, they gathered round, they called for pick and spade, and there they dug and there they found the dead and missing maid. And who it was that did the deed, the truth seemed very plain, for oh, the dagger in her heart bore James McCulloch's name. I did the deed, the villain cried, the truth I will explain, for in an evil moment I ruined Betsy's name. She persevered, I tired grew, and as it seemed to be, the devil whispered, take her life, and then you will be free. For mercy now I do not ask, you see my guilt is plain. He drew a pistol from his belt and fired it through his brain. They buried him right where he fell, no Christian grave got he, and none there was to bless the ground beneath the old oak tree.
Thank you. That's a dark one. Give it up one more time for Karla, y'all. She was amazing. All right, we're going to watch another video.
where I was born. Excuse me, I forgot. Oh mother, go make my bed, go make it long and narrow. Sweet William died for me today, and I shall die tomorrow. Oh Father, go dig my grave, go dig it long and narrow. Sweet William died of pure love, and I shall die of sorrow. Barbara was buried in the old churchyard, and William was buried anigh her. On Barbara's grave there grew a red rose, on William's a green briar. Oh, they grew up the old church wall, till they couldn't grow any higher. And there they tied in a true lover's knot the rose and the green briar.
Twas in the merry month of May, when green buds all were swelling, sweet William on his deathbed lay. For love of Barbary Allen, he sent his servant to the town, to the place where she was dwelling, saying, "You must come to my master dear, if your name be Barbary Allen." So slowly she got up, and slowly she drew nigh him, and the only words to him did say, "Young man, I think you're dying." He turned his face unto the wall, and death was in him welling. Goodbye, goodbye to my friends all. Be good to Barbary Allen when he was dead and laid in grave. She heard the death bells knelling, and every stroke to her did say, hard-hearted Barbary Allen, oh mother, go dig my grave and make it long and narrow. Sweet William died of love for me, and I will die of sorrow. And Father, oh Father, go dig my grave and make it long and narrow. Sweet William died on yesterday, and I will die tomorrow. Barbara Allen was buried in the old churchyard. Sweet William was buried beside her. Out of Sweet William's heart there grew a rose. Out of Barbara Allen's a briar. They grew and grew churchyard till they could grow no higher. At the end they formed a true lover's knot, and the rose grew around the briar.
We're gonna do one more song. Thank you all so much for being here, and thank you to the Living New Deal, Susan Ives, and the whole team over there for making this happen. It's just great, and I appreciate them, and I appreciate all of you for being here. I also appreciate this band, John Schott on guitar. Ami Nashimoto on accordion and cello. Karla Rivera Lozada, who you heard earlier. And Mae Powell. My name is David Steinberg. Thank you. The version of Barbara Allen that you heard before we did ours was actually recorded in Marin. I think it said that on the video, right? Belvedere, California, that's where that was recorded. And this next one was recorded in Belvedere, California. We think it's a perfect fitting...
Where is Belvedere, California?
It's like near Tiburon, right? Yes. Yeah, okay.
I knew where Tiburon was, I just didn't never... I haven't been to Belvedere.
Anybody from Belvedere here, by any chance?
What do you see? What's to see in Belvedere these days? Okay. A bridge. Hey. Well, all that sounds great.
I heard water, which is fitting because this is because this is a sea shanty and called "Goodbye, Fare You Well."
we're homeward bound. I hear them say goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. We're homeward bound. I hear them say, hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. We're homeward bound this very day. Goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. We're homeward bound this very day. Hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. We're homeward bound for Frisco town. Goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. We're homeward bound for Frisco town. Hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. Oh, heave away, she's up and down. Goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. Oh, heave away, she's up and down. Hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. Our anchor boys we soon will see. Goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. Our anchor boys we soon will see. Hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. I thought I heard our old man say, goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. I thought I heard our old man say, hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. Oh, Frisco Bay in 3 months and a day. Goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. Oh, Frisco Bay in 3 months and a day. Hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound. And now I hear our first mate say, goodbye, farewell, goodbye, farewell. And now I hear our first mate say, hurrah, my boy, we're homeward bound.
Thank you again. Have a great rest of your Sunday.